Hello children, nice to see you again, and we're going to start by sharing our screen, and Mrs. Robertson's going to say to everybody, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us all rejoice and be glad in it. Okay, so today we are going to share a story which is actually called a folk tale, and it's an African folk tale, and it's an interesting one because I thought it would help us to understand a little bit more about respect, which is our Christian value that we're focusing on. So the story is about Nagid, and in the picture there you can see that Nagid is the bird, and the young man in the picture, who happens to be a very greedy young man, is called Ginjil. It's an unusual name, but those are the two names you have to remember when we're going through the story. So Nagid is the bird who is known as the Honeyguide, and Ginjil is the young man with the spear. One day, Ginjil was out hunting and he heard the call of Nagid. Ginjil's mouth began to water at the thought of finding some honey. He stopped and listened carefully, searching until he saw the bird in the branches above his head. Cheep, 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 the little bird rattled as he flew to the next tree, and the next, and the next. Cheep, 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 he called, stopping from time to make sure that Ginjil was following. After about half an hour, they reached a huge wild fig tree. Nagid hopped madly about the branches. He then settled on a branch and cocked his head to one side to Ginjil as if to say, "Here it is. Come on. What's taking you so long?" Ginjil couldn't see any bees from under the tree, but he trusted Nagid. So Ginjil put down his hunting spear under the tree, gathered some dry twigs, and he made a small fire. When the fire was burning well, he put a long dry stick into the heart of it. This wood was especially known to make lots of smoke while it burnt. Then Ginjil began climbing, holding the cool end of the smoking stick into his teeth. Soon he could hear the loud buzzing of busy bees. They were coming in and out of a hollow in the tree trunk, which was their beehive. When Ginjil reached the hive, he pushed the smoking end, the very, very hot end, into the hollow. The bees started buzzing out. They were really cross and angry, and they flew away because they didn't like the smoke. But not before they had given Ginjil lots of nasty bee stings. When the bees had come out, Ginjil pushed his hands into the hive and he took out handfuls of honeycomb. It was dripping with rich honey and it made his mouth water. It also was full of white grubs filled with fat, looking delicious. He put the comb carefully into his pouch where he was gathering the honey. He put it on his shoulder and he started to climb down the tree. He felt very pleased with himself, having found so much honey. Nagid, the bird, eagerly watched everything that Ginjil was doing. He was waiting for him to leave a fat piece of honeycomb as a thank you, to say, well done for finding this special fig tree and for finding all this beautiful honey. Nagid filtered down the tree from branch to branch, closer and closer to the ground, and eventually he reached the bottom. Nagid perched on a rock close by, and he waited patiently for his reward. But Ginjil put out the fire, picked up his spear, and started walking home. He completely ignored Nagid. Nagid was not happy and started squawking, "Victor! Victor!" Ginjil stopped, stared at the little bird, and laughed aloud. "You want some honey, my friend?" He stared at the little bird and laughed at him. "But why should you get the honey? I did all the work. I had to climb to the top of the tree and get stung." Nagid was furious. After all, he was the one who had found the tree in the first place. This was no way to treat him. But Nagid made the decision. He was the honeycomb guide, and he would get his revenge on Ginjil. One day, several weeks later, Ginjil was looking for some more honey, and he heard the honey call of Nagid. He remembered that beautiful, delicious honey he had found when he was there the last time, and he waited till he heard the cheep-cheep sounds from Nagid. After leading Ginjil along the edge of the forest, Nagid stopped to rest in a great umbrella thorn. "Ah," thought Ginjil, "this is where the hive must be." He quickly made a small fire and he started to climb. The smoking branch again, carrying it up the tree. But I don't know if any of you have spotted it. There was something there that Ginjil was not expecting. Ginjil climbed, wondering, why didn't he hear the usual buzzing? There weren't any bees. Where are the bees? Perhaps the hive is deep in the tree, he thought to himself. Up and up he went, but instead of a hive, he was staring into the face of a really vicious leopard. The leopard was so angry at having her sleep so rudely interrupted. She narrowed her eyes, opened her mouth to reveal her very large teeth, and roared at Ginjil. Before Leopard could take a swipe at Ginjil, he rushed down the tree the fastest he's ever rushed down any tree, and in his hurry, he missed a branch and landed with a big thud at the bottom of the tree. He hobbled off and ran away as fast as he could. Luckily for Ginjil, the leopard was still too sleepy and couldn't be bothered to chase him. Nagid, the honey guide, had his revenge. And he was lucky because he went on to find some honey of his own. He felt that he'd taught Ginjil a lesson. And so, when the children of Ginjil and the children of Ginjil hear the story of Nagid, they have so much respect for him. They look up to him and realize that if somebody helps you and leads you to something special, we should always say thank you and show respect, not treat them unkindly and not share what we found. So, whilst it was a difficult lesson for Ginjil, he learned and taught his children and his children's children to always remember to show respect and say thank you. So whenever honey is harvested now, they always remember Nagid and the very special journeys he took them on. And that is the story of the Honeycomb Guide. Sometimes we think that we show respect, but it's really important to remember that actually we can do it even more than we do already, because showing respect to others and kindness is such an important part of our lives, not just at school, but wherever we go. We're going to finish our collective worship just thinking about some of the things that we're thinking about this term in the last few weeks. Also thinking about the season that we're in. And so if you'd like to put your hands together or close your eyes if you just want to listen, I'm going to say, Dear God, thank you for summer and the joy it can bring. Help us to relax our bodies, restore our minds and refresh our souls. Be with us, God, as we enjoy this beautiful season with family and friends. Help us to show your love, goodness, hope, joy and peace with all we meet. For every blessing, every breath, every season, we thank you. Amen. Okay, thank you for listening this morning, children, and I hope you enjoyed that African folktale. We certainly thought a lot about the importance of remembering others, thinking about kind gestures, but most importantly, always showing respect. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. I'm going to finish by saying, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for listening. See you soon. Bye, everybody. Bye.